All right. Hello, guys. Thank you so much for joining. We are just trying to get BeardMan's camera up and running. Oh, I can hear me. I can hear myself through your stream.
Can you?
Yeah. Your microphone must be really good.
This is why me and technology we don't get along.
Me and technology don't get along either, and I work in IT, so doesn't get along with anyone.
Someone said unplug camera and plug it back in. All right.
Ah,
Try
the
that.
good old turn it off, then turn it back on again.
Yeah, I was just gonna smack it a little bit, but that worked too. All right. Still just wants to buffer. Okay. All right. This is messing with me now.
Honestly, you might just have to like go offline and then come back on, but make sure you open Discord first and turn your camera on in Discord first, and then
Yeah.
start OBS.
I might have to stop streaming and then.
Yeah. I mean, if works the same as Streamlabs.
All right. I'm gonna try to disconnect and come back in.
Okay.
'Cause I just shut off OBS, so.
Okay. Now I'm in Beardman's place on the screen. But when he comes back, it will be correct. I promise. I do know what I'm doing here a little bit, like just like a tiny little bit. Okay, so while we're waiting for Beardman to come back, what I figured I would do is we would do intros of each other. So I figured I would do an intro of myself first, and then we can have Beardman go, and then I'll just kind of introduce this whole series because I know a lot of people don't know what this is. This is like Small Streamer Diaries. This is my video series that I have on my YouTube channel, and it's just kind of like a document, or I guess I'm doing the intro, which I should not do because I said I would wait. So I'm going to wait. You tried to trick me into doing an intro, see, but I'm going to wait for that. You know what you're doing, chat, and I'm not going to fall for it. So all I'm going to say is that Small Streamer Diaries is a video series that I started, and it is on my YouTube channel. That's it. Wait. I am waiting. I realized I'm waiting. I got it. All right. So anyway, let's just get off the topic here. Okay? Like, how is everybody doing in chat? I know some of you guys came from BeardMan's chat. Your camera moved to his name. It did. Yeah. Cuz I like the way that Discord works. It like puts I don't know, it like puts the cameras in a different order when somebody joins. So the way that I have this set up is when both of us are in there. So when he joins, it'll move. So hello, BeardManBuilds, I guess. Yes. We switched places for today. So Wood Girl, thank you so much for joining. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining our test stream yesterday and helping us test some things. You know what's funny is like I had like more people than I ever have in my test stream yesterday. And Beardman was like, "Well, you could just delete the stream from your channel, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I think I'm just gonna leave it up, honestly, because it was getting more views after I left it up. Like it was getting more and more views, and I was like, why are people looking at this? Like it literally says test stream on it. Like, why do you want to go watch a test stream?" So what time is it for people right now? I'm in Central Time, so it's just after 11 a.m. for me. So I think after this, I'm gonna go get some coffee and brunch. There's this coffee place that I want to check out because I had jury duty this week, and there was another juror there who said that he's part of running this coffee shop, and so they have a roasters location where they serve coffee there too, but you can like buy their coffee there. You can like take a tour of the roaster place, but then they also have another location where it's like a coffee shop, and it looks more like a cafe restaurant, whereas the other place it looks more like a warehouse because they have like the roasters there. Well, I clicked on your test stream because I never saw you live before. Oh, you never saw me live before? Oh, okay, yeah. Usually when I'm live, I'm playing video games. Gotta drag me in, camera's on now. Oh, okay. Oops, sorry, Beardman, I was not paying attention. I was just like talking about coffee and brunch. Oh, yeah, live, not life.
Here we go.
Oh, yes. So it worked, like turning it off and then turning it back on again. OBS.
Yeah, I had to shut OBS off, shut down Discord, restart it, and then do all that stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess the time you are live is different to the time I am online. Yeah. So what's the time difference for you, Wood Girl? Okay. Nice. So we got everything working. So Beardman, I don't know if you heard me when I was talking about doing the intros, but I figured like I would go first, do an intro, and then you can do an intro, and then I would just kind of do an introduction of the whole small streamer diaries thing. 6 hours, 5 to him, 6 to you. Oh, okay. All right. So I know a lot of you came from BeardManBuilds chat, so I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. And for those of you that don't know me in Beardman's chat, or maybe some of you that are in here in my stream that don't know me, I don't know, maybe you just randomly found the stream. My name is Rebecca, and I am a variety live streamer. I play games mostly, but I also wanted to do some other content on my YouTube channel, so I started this Small Streamer Diaries. But what I do mostly when I'm live, I play all kinds of games. I like action adventure games and RPGs the most, but I mean, I'll play anything. I've played horror games and shooters. I'm Resident Evil, which is not a game that I really wanted to play because I don't like scary games, but actually ended up being a really good game. So I stream on PS5 and my PC. I've been playing Borderlands mostly lately and Guardians of the Galaxy. I do have a Switch as well. I've just never streamed it, but I do love Nintendo. Never had an Xbox. I'm not an Xbox person. So yeah, all I stream is games pretty much until this happened. So thank you so much for being here. I also have I want to say unique sense of humor. Like I make a lot of jokes. I say a lot of things that sound mean, but they're really not most of the time, unless you're the one being mean, and then I probably will be mean back to you. So one thing I appreciate about BeardManBuilds, among many other things, is that he like really understands my humor, so I can make crack jokes in his chat and he'll laugh. A lot of people don't do that. So I am very sorry if my humor offends you in any way. Just please know I probably don't mean it. All right, Beardman, your turn to introduce yourself.
Rebecca, real quick, are you echoing on your end, or is it
No.
just
Mm-mm.
on my end? You don't, you don't hear an echo?
No. Is anyone else
Because
hearing an echo?
I guess people in my chat are saying that it's echoing, so I'm trying to figure out why.
Hmm. Is it maybe it's because okay, never mind. I had a thought, but I don't think that's correct. I was gonna say maybe it's oh wait a minute. Okay, maybe this is correct. Okay. Do you have YouTube muted? Like the site muted? Because maybe it's coming through YouTube and
Yeah,
then also
YouTube
your
is
stream.
muted.
Okay.
Yeah, YouTube seems to be muted.
Is anyone in my chat hearing an echo? I'm just hearing you echoing on his stream. Okay, Wood Girl, so you're not hearing it on my stream? Um, I don't know what's different about my stream.
I completely X'd out of YouTube, and I think it's still echoing, so. Maybe I have to shut off my desktop audio in OBS.
Yeah,
Essentially,
wait,
what I'm doing is I'm kind of restreaming your stream, so maybe
yeah,
it's picking up your audio, but then it's picking up your audio from my desktop and restreaming it.
yeah.
My apologies.
No, you're good. You always got to go through the growing pains when you try something for the first time.
This is something we didn't test for yesterday, I guess.
It isn't.
See, now they're saying there's no sound anymore at all, so. Like, the echo's better because now we hear nothing.
I guess that would make it better.
Hmm.
We hear him here. Okay, but your sound here is good. Okay, so they're saying on my stream there's no echo,
Right.
and they can hear you on my stream.
Like, I
Okay.
have everything shut off on my end. I don't get why it would be echoing at all.
I don't either. I can't think of anything.
Because even I still hear you twice, which I'm not sure why.
Yeah, his stream is like muted. Um,
Um,
do you have anything else open? Like anything that might be using the mic?
I don't think so. It wouldn't be the world if it wasn't technical difficulties, you know?
Well, can't think of anything except for trying to restart it again.
Yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna try to shut down my stream and just send everybody over to YouTube, and then I just won't stream it.
Are you sure? I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure why the echo is happening or how to fix. Without wasting too much time, I don't want to
okay.
cause too many problems here.
Yeah.
And you don't have YouTube up, right? Or is it muted on your end?
I don't have it up.
Okay.
He has Discord open, I guess. Oh. Yeah, it might be the Discord cuz you're not using headphones or a headset, right? So it might
No.
be like Discord going into your mic cuz I'm using a headset, so it's not coming through like it's not hitting my mic. That might be it. Good idea, Wood Girl.
Let's see. We'll try to dust off these bad boys.
Okay.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. Am I echoing on the stream?
I don't hear an echo. Anyone else?
Well, I know you weren't hearing an echo before, so I'm not sure if. They're saying for you to say something, Rebecca.
Oh. Sorry. Hi. Any echo?
See, I still hear an echo on my end, but
Oh, really? Strange. So I'm still echoing then with your for your chat? Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, you're still echoing. Hmm.
Hmm. Because it's like I have my mic and everything shut off in OBS.
Yeah. Hmm. I don't know. I can't think of anything. Turn off the desktop monitor speaker. Okay, Adewale said to turn off the desktop or monitor speaker. Oh, what are you using for like your monitors? Do they have a speaker?
No, my monitors don't have a speaker.
Okay.
I just have a set of speakers set up, but I have the desktop audio turned off on my end. But then they're saying they can't hear anything if I shut that off.
Yeah.
I just don't get why it would be echoing.
Yeah, me neither. I can't think of anything else. Um, it's muted again.
Right. Yeah, they're
Okay.
saying I'm muted again. That's because I shut off the desktop audio, but
Yeah. No echo anymore because no sound now. Yeah, I guess that would fix the echo. Hmm.
all right, I might have fixed it.
Okay. What did you do? I think it's good.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, okay.
I clicked the button and I don't hear you echoing anymore.
Okay.
Everyone's saying it sounds good.
Okay. Yay! You are good. Yes. Nice. All right. Thank you guys for bearing with us. See, these things you only find out once you go live.
Just
And
don't
you're
ask questions, move forward.
all right. Well, let's just
Guys, this
get
is why I don't game because I have too many technical difficulties.
all right. Let's just get right back into it then. So, Beardman, please do an introduction of yourself.
All right. For those who don't know me, my name's BeardManBuilds. I am a woodworker by day and a dad by night. Um, and I'm here with the lovely Rebecca to talk about kind of the different streaming platforms. Um, and I'm excited to get into it.
Thank you. I appreciate you being here. I was really looking forward to this because on my Small Streamer Diaries videos, it's just me talking, and I love talking about this stuff. I just can't really find anybody to like talk about it with me. So I was really excited when you said that, we could do a collaboration. So for those of you that don't know what Small Streamer Diaries is, it's a video series that I started. It's
Yeah,
on my
I
YouTube
appreciate
channel.
you popping in my chat that one day. And
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I found you on Twitter, and you just like seemed like a cool person, so I was like, oh, I'll go check him out. And then I don't know, we just like got along really well, and now here we are. Because I only met you like a couple of weeks ago, but I don't know, we just like got along so well.
yeah,
So
right.
Small Streamer Diaries is a video series that I started because I just had a lot of difficulty like being a small streamer. It's really hard. It's a lot harder than people think it is. Like people think that you just go live and you get hundreds of viewers and you go offline and that's it. And people think it's like really easy, and it's not. It's so hard. It's really hard to grow. It's really hard to get noticed. We just had 25 minutes of technical difficulties, and I started it because I just felt like everyone can learn from each other. Even like the larger creators, they can still learn from us because everybody has something to offer. Everybody has unique experiences, their own perspectives, opinions that they can offer. Everybody's insight is valuable. And I also wanted this to be kind of like a safe space for small streamers because I know it's intimidating to like ask these bigger creators questions. I know like when I go to YouTube videos and there are videos about growing your stream and I like ask questions and stuff, I sometimes get answers that are kind of this tone of like, how can you not know this? And I don't even think it's always them being mean. It's just like they get burned out on getting the same question over and over and over. So I kind of wanted to create this community of like small streamers to just ask each other questions, be there for each other, help support each other, and then just also share my own experiences and what I've learned because I had to learn so much stuff on my own just by trial and error, going live, doing content creation, and I just thought like it would help other people to hear about this, and even if it's just to make sure that they know you're not alone. Like this is very difficult for all of us, and so I just wanted all the small streamers. I wanted everyone to be there for each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so let's start off with Beardman. You pick Twitch
I feel
to
like
stream on.
I lag a little bit to when you're talking and I talk.
Yeah, I think so too. But we'll deal with it.
It's weird.
Okay, so Beardman Builds streams on Twitch. So Beardman, why did you pick Twitch to stream on?
I've actually been kind of an advocate for Twitch for a while, just watching other small streamers and stuff like that. I heard that, YouTube isn't the greatest for small streamers anyway, trying to get your name out there. They don't really do anything to push you, to get you on the recommended pages or anything like that. That's just what I've heard. Obviously, you'll have a different opinion, Rebecca.
Mm-hmm.
But I noticed that Twitch just tries to help the small streamers a little bit more, and then using different platforms and stuff where you can connect with those small streamers, like Twitter and things like that. So that really opened my eyes up to Twitch being maybe a platform that I could join as a woodworker. Um, so that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So if you guys don't know, I started on Twitch and then I went to YouTube. And the reason I went to YouTube is actually the opposite of what you said, Beardman, is that I heard the opposite. I heard that it's better for a small streamer to start on YouTube than on Twitch because Twitch is just very, very oversaturated with streamers right now. I mean, there's literally like thousands of people trying to stream on Twitch, and like my channel just wasn't growing. So, I mean, we'll get into this more a little bit later, but the biggest reason I went to YouTube is because I wasn't seeing my channel growing. And that is like number one for me is I want my channel to grow. All right. So now that we have stated why we went to our respective platforms, let's just go into top 5 things that we would like to see improved on our platform. So I know, Beardman, you're a big advocate for Twitch, but what are the things that you would like to see improved on Twitch?
Um, I think to start off with, it's a little more difficult to get that like average viewership. I know like that number 3 sounds really low, especially for, small streamers and new streamers coming up. But then to go from that number to like 75 to be a partner is such a big jump. So I don't know if there can be maybe another level of just something in there, you know what I'm saying, to kind of help those small streamers bridge, because I think it can discourage, small streamers like myself to stop streaming if you're not seeing those numbers or you feel like you're not progressing or anything like that. Again, I don't know how it is on YouTube, like if there's threshold numbers like that, but that's kind of something that I feel discourages streamers on Twitch. Um, that's the big one for me.
Okay. And do you feel like it discourages you?
Um, Maybe not so much right now because I am fairly new to streaming. Like I've only been streaming for maybe 2 months. So
Mm-hmm.
it's super new, you know what I mean? I saw exponential growth more than I ever thought I would. So it's super cool seeing the progression, but I feel like I will have those days where I maybe take a step back or I lose followers or I lose viewers, and I'm sure, a lot of people who are watching the stream right now are probably feeling the same way where what am I doing wrong? Am I picking the wrong games? Am I streaming the wrong things? Like is it going to change, or what do I need to change? And I think that's another thing that can discourage people is you shouldn't have to change yourself or what you're doing to get your content out there or for people to be interested.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, so the kind of like in contrast to that, what I don't like about YouTube is that, well, one of the really big things is like people don't think YouTube is like the place to go watch live streams. Like people think of Twitch as the place to go watch live streams. And so people don't really come to YouTube. Some people don't even know you can live stream on YouTube, They just go there to watch videos. So that's one big thing I don't really like about YouTube. Another thing is like
Right.
YouTube just doesn't have its streaming stuff as, up to par like Twitch does. Like Twitch has a really good interface. It's got really good integration with streaming apps, and YouTube doesn't. Like there is a huge delay with YouTube of like 10 to 15 seconds when somebody types in a message in chat. I get it like 10 to 15 seconds later. And that is enough time for somebody to be like, oh, she's ignoring me, I'll just leave. But on Twitch, it's just like a few seconds, and I can get that message like right away.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't want people to think that I'm like ignoring them, but that is definitely enough time for them to be like, she's not responding, I'm just going to get out of here. And like alerts don't really work on YouTube either. So like a bunch of people from your community came and followed me, and it didn't even show up in Streamlabs. Like it didn't show up in the activity feed. I didn't get an alert for it. So people do come and subscribe to me on YouTube when I'm live, and I don't even know because the alerts just like aren't as well integrated. Like sometimes I get them and then sometimes I don't, and I think it's on YouTube. I don't think it's Streamlabs because it worked really well in Twitch. Like when I was on Twitch, I always got the alert, but then like I'd start my stream with a certain amount of subscribers, and then I'd end my stream, and like there was no, like there would be a change in subscribers. I'd get like 1 or 2 more subscribers, and I'm like, where did that come from? Because I started with this amount, now I have this amount when I was live. I just don't get the alert. So those are the things I don't like about YouTube.
That's what I've heard too, Rebecca, from one. I used to follow somebody on YouTube. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But I used to follow somebody on YouTube who streamed, and he would get like tens of thousands of viewers every stream. But I think the limitations is what turned him off to streaming on YouTube, and then he went over to Twitch, and his viewership dropped, but I think the quality of viewership went up. So he was seeing less viewers, but the quality of viewers, the people that were actually subbing to his channel went up, things like that. You know what I mean? Because you can just sub on YouTube and then never watch the content ever again, So that would be my biggest fear.
Is that people would sub to you on YouTube and never watch your content again?
Yeah, right. Like if someone subs to you on Twitch, I mean, you at least know that they enjoy your content, and you would hope that they would keep coming back for more, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've actually found on Twitch that same thing happens a lot, is that a lot of people will follow me and then they'll never come back. So I also have
Yeah. I get that, because follows are very different.
Yeah.
A follow and subs are the same, YouTube to Twitch.
Yeah. Yeah, I just feel like, and the same thing happens on YouTube too, is like people do this like follow for follow thing. So they just follow people hoping that they'll get a follow back, but they're not actually going to go into your stream. Like they just want to get their follower count up.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, I 100% did that at first. And I shouldn't have, because the same thing happens, you get a lot of followers, and which is great, but you may not necessarily have the quality followers that you're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
But I feel like anybody that starts streaming has that fear of, will anybody watch me? And
yeah, and you mentioned like, oh, does YouTube have requirements to become partner? And they do. So they don't have anything like affiliate. They just have YouTube partner, which is 4,000 hours watched and 1,000 subscribers. And then once that happens, you can monetize your channel. So
okay. Well, there's no way to monetize your channel at first when you start streaming.
No.
You just hit partner and then that's it.
Yeah. And then you make money off of ads mostly. I mean, they do have something like subscribers on Twitch where they call it members, and you can like pay a small fee to become a member of somebody's channel. But what they don't have, and this is one of the other things I don't like about YouTube, they don't have things like the custom emotes and the sub badges and bits and hype trains and channel rewards and all that stuff that makes Twitch fun. YouTube has none of that.
Well, I thought they did have something where you could add emotes and stuff to your channel.
They might have it now. I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up
And
because
then
I
you can
know.
send like stickers that cost money or whatever. And
I'm not sure. I know YouTube has been working really hard on making their live streaming stuff better and more like Twitch. But since I'm pretty new to the YouTube live streaming, I don't really know. I'll have to look it up. All right, so I do also have a video
well,
that.
then let's talk a little about what your. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say I also have a video within Small Streamer Diaries that goes into this more. It's literally called like what I don't like about YouTube.
Okay.
All right, what did you want to say? I'm sorry.
Well, no, I was just gonna say to talk about you were talking about the cons of YouTube, and I was talking about the cons of Twitch, but maybe we look a flip flop at what we think the cons would be for each platform for each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think the cons for you would be the same for me on Twitch. Like Twitch is like super oversaturated, and it's so hard to get noticed with all these other streamers trying to stream at the same time as you. And then Twitch is like the discoverability is just not there. Like I think it's really interesting that you heard that Twitch is really good for small streamers because I've always heard the complete opposite, that YouTube's algorithm is really good for somebody just starting out and Twitch is so bad because Twitch ranks streams by viewership. So if you're just starting out brand new, you're going to have like 0 to 5 viewers probably, and you're always going to be at the bottom of the list. So it's really hard for somebody who doesn't like already know you, or somebody who didn't see your tweet or something, for them to go find you if they're just browsing through live streams. They're probably not going to click on the one at the bottom.
Right. So I'm curious then, how does YouTube help boost your stream if you're kind of the same, if you have 3 or 4 people watching?
So YouTube, I don't really know what they do with their algorithm, but they don't really rank it by like, oh, this person has the most viewers, so they're at the top. It's more like what does YouTube think that this individual person is going to like, and then they recommend videos and I guess live streams. They haven't really like live streaming discoverability is not as good as video discoverability on YouTube, but they'll still recommend like live streams. Like just what does YouTube think this person likes based on what they've viewed before, and they don't really care like how many views does this video have, how many viewers does this live streamer have at this time, because I get videos that from like very small creators that I've never seen before, and it's just like something YouTube like thinks that I would like based on what I've watched before.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if they did the same thing for someone who's streaming versus putting up a video that they pre-recorded and tried to actually focus on the SEO and ranking that video for certain like search terms and things like that. So I wasn't sure if you had to do the same thing for your live stream, if you had to focus on those keywords that people would actually be searching versus like Twitch, you don't really have to focus, I guess, so much on the keywords of it, just the content that you're putting out.
Yeah, so I mean, doing the keywords definitely helps. I think that YouTube is still kind of lagging behind with all its live streaming stuff in general. So, like, I think my live streams don't come up as often as they recommend videos to somebody. But, like, one of the reasons that I went to YouTube is because my live stream will turn into a video
Right.
on my channel and it'll just live on my channel forever. And on Twitch, like, your VODs will disappear. But after a certain amount of time, and people like don't really go to Twitch to watch VODs anyway. Like they're only there for the live stuff. So with YouTube, I like that like I don't even have to be live for somebody to come and check out my content. They can just check out a past live stream. And so it definitely does help to still put those keywords in there and tags and things like that.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So what do you like about Twitch?
Um, so far, like I said, I am still fairly new, but I have been watching other streamers on Twitch for a long time. I just like that the community always seems to be there. I don't know. There's something about it where like when someone hits that live button, getting that notification that they're live and just I don't know, something about that. And I'm sure YouTube has the same thing where you can get notified when someone goes live and things like that, but there just seems to be a more close-knit community on Twitch than YouTube, personally.
Yeah, I definitely agree that Twitch has the
So
community feel down.
that's one of the big ones. And then obviously being able to use yeah, the voice lag throws it off a little bit when I talk and then you talk.
Yeah.
That's my bad.
No, go ahead.
No, like I said, like I was saying, that's just the big one for me. Um, and then obviously being able to use other platforms helps for sure, but I think the simplicity of Twitch, like how they break down, like this is what you need to become affiliate, this is what you need to become partner, and then they break down how much you're paying out and things like that. And then, like you said, the hype trains, the gifted subs, the prime subs that you can use, things like that. So, like all that stuff to me is just that those perks that I don't necessarily see from YouTube watching other people's like live streams and stuff.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like Twitch has that community feel down like when you join somebody's live stream, like you really feel like you're part of like a group. Like I like if I join a streamer's stream that I go to regularly, I go in there and I say hi, and like everybody in chat is like, Rebecca! And you just feel like so happy. It's like cheers, like everybody's happy to see you. Everybody knows your name. And like you definitely don't get that on YouTube. Like YouTube
Yeah,
is kind of like
absolutely.
more
And I
YouTube is like kind of more detached. Like you don't really have, you don't really have a community there. But like I said, like my growth of my channel is like my number one priority. So if I don't like have that community feel on YouTube, like that's okay as long as like my channel it keeps growing. Because like eventually we all want to be at the point where we're like such a big channel that we don't, well, I guess not all of us, but I think most of us like want to eventually get to a channel that's very, very large. We want to just keep growing. And then eventually, you're not going to be able to maintain a close knit community anymore.
yeah, that's true. That's very true.
So, some of the things that I like about YouTube is
There's
that,
another thing that oh,
oh, go ahead.
man. No, I was just saying that like I have not received a payout yet from Twitch, so I'm not 100% sure on how that works. But have you received a payout from YouTube? And is there a way you can like, without getting into the fine details of it, just share the differences between the two?
Yeah, so I haven't gotten a payout from YouTube. I can't monetize my channel yet because I'm not a partner yet. And then I think that so this may be a topic for a future time, but I'll just touch on this briefly. I think that Twitch is really good for short term wins, and then I think YouTube is better for long term growth and goals. Because like with Twitch affiliate, that's fairly easy to get. Versus Twitch partner, you have to have 75 viewers on average. And so compared to that, like having 3 viewers on Twitch and then 50 followers, that's fairly easy to get. And so I think people see that and then they get a little bit of money from people subscribing to them. And it feels really good. Like it feels really good in the short term. You get like that tier 1 sub for the month and you're like, okay, I got a little bit of money. I'm just going to stay here on Twitch. Versus like YouTube, it's harder to get to making money on YouTube, but I think in the end it's better long term. I think you get more money out of YouTube long term. You just have to wait longer to get there. And I'm lucky that I have a full-time job that I don't have to rely on content creation for any sort of income. So I can do that. Like I can just move over to YouTube and I don't have to lose any money. But I like some people will rely on that Twitch affiliate money. And you have to have $100 on Twitch for a payout. I'm not sure how it is on YouTube because I'm not monetized yet, so I'm not sure when their payout is.
I'm not sure if anybody in chat does stream on YouTube and Twitch and can kind of fill in with that. We will be doing a little Q&A in a few, but what does turn me on to YouTube, honestly, is the fact that you can live stream and post content in the same location. Whereas like Twitch, you can post other content, I guess, but you're kind of posting stuff on YouTube and then you're posting live things on Twitch. So you're trying to get your viewership to all these different platforms instead of keeping them in one location. And that's what I like about YouTube personally. But
Yeah, and one of the things I always heard is like in order to grow on Twitch, because you can't grow on Twitch just by going live and that's it, and people will discover you and you'll have hundreds of people. Like I always heard you have to grow on another platform. Like you have to grow on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or Twitter, somewhere else, and then bring your audience over to Twitch. And that honestly, like that didn't make a whole lot of sense for me to do that, because I'm like, well, so I have to grow on one platform, like just so I can grow on another platform. Like it didn't make much sense to me. So, and then I had this idea to do this small streamer diaries for a while. So I was like, okay, if I'm going to put this on YouTube, might as well just do my live streaming there as well.
yeah, that's true. But you don't feel like you need to build that community somewhere else as well and try to get them to YouTube?
Not really, because with YouTube, like we talked about, there's not really like a community feel. Like people go to YouTube just to like watch videos, but they're not really there to try to like form a community like they are on Twitch. And I'm part of like a lot of communities on Twitch, but for my own channel, like I just want my channel to grow. I want to reach a lot of people. And so it's more important to me that people are like viewing my content, commenting on it, liking it, rather than like growing a community, so to speak. Just because like I think most of us want to get to, like I said,
Yeah,
most of
I
us want to
get
get
that,
to
but
that.
isn't that why you want to live stream so you can try to build that community?
Yes and no. So for on YouTube, like it's really fun when people come into my live stream and we can talk and create a community there. So I do have like a really small community growing on YouTube. But for me, like I see live streaming on YouTube as more of just like kind of like just recording a video for my channel. So if nobody comes into my stream, like it's okay because I can just have this live stream as a video on my YouTube channel and people can come and view it at any time they want. So I guess I don't see like live streaming the same way on YouTube as I do on Twitch.
Okay.
Because with YouTube, like we talked about, like
I get that.
you don't get all of that
I
stuff that makes it a community.
Right.
And then actually, it's interesting because I think I'm growing people on Twitch and then bringing them over to YouTube because I made a lot of connections on Twitch, like yourself, and then some of my other streamer friends, and then their communities, and just by like being in their streams and like talking to people, and like I come into somebody's stream and everyone's like, Rebecca, everybody knows my name. Everyone's glad to see me. I just walked into Cheers. And they come to my YouTube streams. So I'm kind of doing like the opposite of what people are trying to do on Twitch. They're trying to grow people, a community, like an audience outside of Twitch and then bring them over to Twitch. And then, I mean, I didn't do this intentionally. I just like going to other people's streams and like making connections and talking to people. And then they in turn, if they like me, they'll come over to my YouTube channel and watch my videos and watch my live streams.
So wouldn't it be easier maybe then to focus on people who are live streaming on YouTube to try to get them over to your channel versus like the people who are live streaming on Twitch? Like I guess I'm a little taken back a little bit that you try to focus on the community on Twitch to bring them to YouTube, but I mean, I feel like there should be a small streamer community on YouTube somewhere, somehow. Like, there's got to be.
Yeah, I'm sure there is, but honestly, like YouTube, it's hard to find just like random streams because the interface for live streaming isn't as good as Twitch. So like I can browse through on Twitch, I can browse through like all the live streams at once, and then YouTube, like I don't even know how to do that. Like, so I go to live on YouTube, I go to the live tab and it'll show me some streams that are live, but there'll only be like 10 of them there. And I can't even browse through anymore. And I'm like, I'm sure there's more people on right now. I don't even know where to find them. So it's actually kind of hard for me to just go browsing, because YouTube is more about like, okay, we're recommending these things to you for you to click on. They don't, that people don't randomly browse too much on YouTube. So I have been looking for streamers on YouTube, but it's harder to find them than it is on Twitch. And there's also just like not as many people live streaming on YouTube as there are on Twitch. So I'll be able to find just like more people on Twitch live streaming at any given time. And then like, it's hard in the first place to find people that you connect with. And then it's even harder when you just like don't have the ability to just like go browsing through live streams like you do on Twitch. But I'm not really like focusing on.
Well, wouldn't that have been the first reason why you would have switched from Twitch to YouTube? Because you're like, hey, nobody's really in this space. Let me be one of the first, or.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest reasons I went to YouTube is that like there weren't as many live streamers on YouTube as there are on Twitch, and there aren't really like variety streamers either, unless they're like super huge streamers that moved over to Twitch like Ludwig and Tim the Tatman, and they can do anything they want and people will watch them. But there aren't a lot of like small variety streamers on YouTube, but there's a ton on Twitch. So I just wanted to in order for myself to like stand out, I wanted to be part of the streamers that like there weren't a lot of, so that if viewers wanted to go watch a variety streamer on YouTube, I would be one of those. Because I think that all the big live streamers right now, like they started when live streaming hadn't really taken off yet. Live streaming wasn't really a thing. And that's one of the biggest reasons that they're like the biggest live streamers, is that like they did something first. They did like something new.
Right, I totally get that. So do you feel like it's easier to maybe stand out on YouTube as a variety streamer than it would be to stand out on Twitch?
I do. I definitely do think it's easier to stand out on YouTube as a variety streamer than it is on Twitch, because there's just so many people on Twitch trying to make it as a streamer, variety live streamer. And like I play video games, that's my streaming, and there's so many people on Twitch that do that. It's just way too hard to grow there. And then, I wasn't like intentionally focusing on building an audience on Twitch and then bringing them over to YouTube. It just kind of happened because I was going into people's streams that I liked and just talking with them in their community. And then like naturally they like wanted to come watch me stream on YouTube. But the reason I went to YouTube is because like I was like, okay, I'm not seeing any growth on Twitch.
Right.
And I just wanted a platform that was kind of newer at live streaming so that I could stand out more.
Oh, I totally get that.
And so I don't want to get like
Do
too
you want
much
to go
into.
into the Q&A?
Yeah, I don't want to get like too much into that, because that is going to be one of our topics, right? Is like how to stand out in this world full of content creators. So I'm just going to say that like that's one of the reasons I wanted to go to YouTube, is so I could like stand
Yeah,
out there.
absolutely. So if you are watching, this is definitely going to be one of many kind of podcasts that we do on small streamers. So definitely stay tuned.
Okay, so is there anything else that you wanted to say about the platforms before we go to chat?
I don't think so. I think we've hit a lot of the nails on the head. I obviously have sidebars now that we can talk about during different podcasts, because I got my brain like going now.
Yeah.
Like now I got all these questions and
Okay, yeah. Okay, well, I've switched over to my little just chatting
but
screen.
I
Oh, go ahead.
oh, go ahead.
All right, well, I was just gonna say, like, I've switched over to my little, like, screen where
I
we.
was just saying that I had a few questions.
Okay. Yeah, well, I have my little screen up where I have, like, the big chat box, but you probably have most of the questions. So if you want to just, like, read out the questions, or you can, like, type them in the chat if you want, so we can, like, all see them on the screen.
Yeah, what I can do is I'll put them in the chat for you, and then we can just kind of talk about it that way.
Okay. Yeah, so we thought Beardman and I thought that we would do this like little Q&A with you guys, and I'm sorry, but when we were discussing before, like we just chat, we kind of had to put you second to us while we talked about the different platforms, and then we figured we'd turn it over to you after we were done, after each discussion point, just see if you guys had any questions or if you want to discuss anything else that we discussed. How long have y'all been streaming? And if you could go back, what would be one thing that you changed that you learned over time? Okay, so Beardman, do you want to answer that first?
Yeah, I can start. So like I said, I've only been streaming for about a month, and honestly, I didn't even think I would be a streamer, like a streamer, you know. Um, but if you could go back, and what would one thing changed? It would be to when I first started to focus on that community on Twitch instead of trying to just push myself, even though I was a nobody. You know, I feel like we're just so excited to get going, to get streaming, to push our content out there, to be like, hey, what we have is good, or what we are putting out there is something that people want to watch. But you also need to put in the work to help others out too, you know. And I think that's one thing that I wish I started with, but I now learned over time.
Yeah, and so I have been streaming for a little bit less than a year. I started on June 1st of 2021, and that's when I started on Twitch. And then about, I want to say like maybe 6 months later, I went to YouTube. So I'm coming up on a year of streaming. And if I could go back, what would be one thing that I would change is I wish I had started way earlier, like when live streaming was taking off, but that's kind of an obvious one. So I'll go to, I wish I just started posting my content, like, because like this is a video that I did a video on this called The Small Streamer Paradox, and it's where I talk about how I was like in a paradox because I didn't want to post content because I didn't have an audience. I had like less than 100 subscribers at the time on YouTube. I don't even know how many followers I had on Twitch, but it wasn't a lot. And so I was like, I don't want to post this content because I don't have an audience. But how do you get an audience? You post the content. So it's like a paradox because I was too afraid to post the content without an audience, can't get an audience without the content.
Yeah, right.
So I wish I just like started putting my content out there and without worrying like who is going to watch this. I don't have an audience and nobody's going to watch this. So I wish I just like had that mindset first.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't, like I said, I didn't think I would even have an audience for what I did. And then people just showed that they were interested in a schmuck from Boston who was, woodworking on stream. And it just turned into something cool, like meeting some really cool people. Now I hang out in a lot of cool streams. And honestly, I try to give back now as much as I can. I know it's a little bit, but every little bit helps, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and this is something else I talk about in my small creator paradox video is that like I had the idea to do the small streamer diaries like maybe like a month after I started streaming, but I didn't post anything until like February or January of this year. So it took me like 8 months just to post my first video because I was so afraid of putting content out there because I was like, I don't want to do it because nobody's going to watch. Well, nobody's going to watch, definitely, if I don't post it.
Right, for sure. Frank, thank you for the question, though. That was a great question, man.
Yes, thank you for the question. All right. The next question is, do either of you sell product? If so, from which platform do you feel is giving you more customers? Okay, so I do not sell any products, so that's my answer to that question.
Kind of start with this, so.
Yeah. Yeah, you have an answer.
You don't sell any products right now, Rebecca, but you will.
Right.
You will, okay? Right now it's tough for what I sell, I guess, for woodworking because I don't really have I am very localized, so I don't have a whole lot of experience with this global platform, which is called Twitch, I get people in my streams from Ireland, from the UK, from Canada, stuff like that, asking me if I can build them things and send them things. And I never even thought about that. Like, I didn't even think that was a possibility. Even when I started streaming, I'm like, no one's going to want to buy my stuff. If anything, they're just going to watch me, maybe get hurt on stream. Like, who's actually going to want to buy my stuff? So, I do want to start putting out like apparel and stuff like that. I definitely think that would be something I can do to also help other streamers. Like, I want to put out small streamer apparel, not just for myself, but one-offs for little streamers who can't necessarily buy bulk, to sell, things like that. So as far as which platform I feel like gives more customers, I don't really have a good answer because for me, it's Facebook right now.
All right, Dwayne Nichols Art, thank you so much for the question. I'm sorry I couldn't answer because I don't sell anything, but maybe come back when I do sell stuff and I can answer. Okay, so Nikki Pickle 22, what social media platform do both of you use the most? Do you think one is better for discoverability than another? So like I just talked about, I definitely think YouTube is better for discoverability than Twitch. I think Twitch has one of the worst discoverabilities out of all the platforms. I had to work so hard just to get like one follower. Like I would post my link on all these Twitter threads saying like, hey, promote your channel here. I would go live for 4 hours. I would tweet about it. I'd put an Instagram story, put it in Discord, put it in other people's Discords. I get maybe like one follower. But like YouTube, I put a video up and I'll slowly get subscribers coming in because people are like viewing it on their own time. I don't have to be live. I also use Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Facebook is more for like my friends and family, so it doesn't really count, I guess. I recently started streaming on Facebook as well, but we'll talk about that a little later. I think that TikTok and YouTube have the best discoverability. I think YouTube's the best. I think TikTok is second because I still have people liking my TikToks from like a year ago. And I get YouTube recommendations for videos that were like 10 years ago. So I could get recommended on YouTube and TikTok. I could get recommended content from like any time. Whereas I feel like Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch, they're more like what is happening right now. If you're like a day old, you don't even exist anymore.
Yeah, that's true. I could definitely see the frustration in that, where your content kind of goes away pretty
Yeah.
much after you're done streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're pushing it out there that, hey, I got this VOD up and it's only up for, maybe a week or so.
Yeah. Do you use anything else like TikTok or Instagram? I know you use Twitter a lot.
So I don't really use Instagram very much, except for like my personal business. But as like a BeardManBuilds brand, I haven't really dove into Instagram very much. TikTok, I refuse to get on it for a very long time, but now I feel like I maybe need to live there. Like TikTok and Hover, like I feel like those are a couple platforms that maybe I should focus on as a personal brand, not necessarily my business brand. And that's kind of why I stayed away from it, was because of my business. I'm like, I want to maintain, professional personality and everything like that on my personal business. But now building like this BeardManBuilds brand, I'm like, maybe I do need to branch out into TikTok and Hover and some of these other avenues.
Mm-hmm. All right, Nikki Pickle 22. Thank you so much for your question.
But I know
And
we're going to talk about that a little bit more coming up here. So
yeah. Okay, Nikki Pickle 22, you have another question. Who is your biggest inspiration on Twitch, online, etc.? Oh, that's a good question. So, personally, I really look up to the creators that like help people. Like what I'm trying to do with Small Streamer Diaries. I know that I wanted my content to be more like helpful to people. I didn't want to just do like these like reaction videos, like reacting to my unban requests and reacting to like mean comments and things like that. Like those have a place, and obviously like millions of people watch those kinds of things, but I really wanted my content to like be helpful to people. So things channels like vidIQ is like a team of people that run this channel called vidIQ, and they just help people grow their YouTube channels. Harris Heller is another person that runs like these big channels. He does a lot of videos on streaming equipment, kind of like the Small Streamer Diaries. He talks about like streaming, the future of streaming, what platforms you should be on. Devin Nash is another one. He does a lot of like statistics. So he'll break down the statistics of streaming and content creation, and he's very he's a huge advocate of like using the facts to make your decision instead of like just hearsay. Like, oh, I heard, Twitch was a good platform, but he's very much about like, well, let's look at
Absolutely.
the facts. Like, do the facts say you should go to Twitch? So he will actually bring the statistics out, and that's something I really respect about him, is that he proves his points with facts and statistics. So people like them are really big inspirations for me. Like kind of why I want to push this content out is because they helped me a lot, and I want to help other people by doing similar content like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is a great response.
Thank
I
you. I
feel like that's
appreciate
going to be a
that.
lot better than mine
We'll see.
because unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of like woodworkers and stuff on Twitch that I could have looked up to, and I am very much a specialty streamer. I don't know if that's the right word, but it makes me a little nervous saying that because I feel like I have to hold myself to a different standard than most people who are just playing games. Not that, trust me, I tried to play Fortnite and stream and talk to chat and all that at the same time, and that's hard.
Yeah.
That's freaking hard. I'm not gonna lie. I'll give everybody props who games and streams because that's not easy to do. But as a specialty streamer, there was one guy. His name is Monster Deface on Twitch. That he started doing his art and stuff on stream, and I'm like, that's super cool. Like, I love doing art. I love sharing my art and stuff. But I never thought about just live streaming it and doing things like that. And then I'm like, you know what? I have a camera, I have a computer, I have a mic. Why not just set it up? And if I get one person watching or 100 people watching, the stuff I'm building, I have to build anyway for a client. So why not? And that's kind of where it is. But I would say he was the inspiration that said, why not just stream it? Like, what the heck? Who cares?
Yeah, and I mean, you could be your own inspiration, like you saw there weren't a lot of woodworking streamers, and you were like, I'm going to go do that. So you were your own inspiration.
Yeah, absolutely. But then I sound conceited for saying that. So
That's okay. I said it for you.
I
Okay, Nikki Pickle 22, thank you so much for the other question.
love you, Pickle, though. Thanks for the question.
Cosmic Papa Red, are there streams you regretted doing leaving up? Not really, because you learn from everything, right? Like whether it's a bad experience or a good experience, you're gonna learn something. So there's nothing that I regret. Like there's no streams I regret doing. Although there are like some games that dropped my viewership, so like I wouldn't have streamed those games looking back, because like some people just there are certain games people just don't want to watch being streamed. Like they're kind of boring to watch. Like my first few streams, like my very first stream was a game called Death Stranding. And if you don't know this game, it's a game that starred the guy that played Daryl from Walking Dead, Norman Reedus. And it was this game was made by the guy that did the Metal Gear Solid games. And it's an okay game. It's all right, but it's kind of boring for people to watch. And so my first few streams, people were in my chat even saying things like, I'm so confused by this game. I don't understand what's going on. Literally, they were telling me that. So I switched to another game. I just played it offline. So like looking back, if I had known people didn't really want to watch that game, I wouldn't have done it. But I don't regret it, because like you learn from everything.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like I said, I'm fairly new to streaming, so I don't have a whole lot of streams, I guess, that are being left up on Twitch. Like you said, Twitch, they kind of just get rid of your VODs after a little bit of time, and that's it. Obviously, you can re-upload it and make it a permanent video on your Twitch channel, but I feel like you're not really doing that. You're going to do that on YouTube or another platform where that video can live and thrive, because of the search terms or whatever. But Honestly, I thought streaming Fortnite, because I am a woodworker and that's where most people were coming in to see me do that. And now here I am playing Fortnite on stream. I thought that was going to be a huge flop. I thought people are going to be like, "What are you doing? You're just doing the same thing everyone else is doing now. What the heck?" And it was probably one of the biggest streams I've had personally, like to date, as far as like viewership and people talking and hanging out. And it was actually really cool to see that that community actually was just interested in watching me, not necessarily my craft.
Yeah, you never know what people are going to like or what's going to blow up. Like I've been playing Borderlands 2, which is a game that came out in 2012, and those are like some of probably my most popular streams. And I'm like I didn't realize so many people would be interested in a game from 2012. Like a 10-year-old game. That's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think that nostalgia is what brings people into certain streams.
Yeah.
Like I was watching somebody play the old Zelda yesterday, and I'm like, wow, this brings back like a lot of like good memories, just good feelings from the past.
Yeah. All right, Cosmic Papa Red, thank you so much for your question. Nikki Pickle
But what
2.
there's one thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm just saying there's one thing that I feel like is important to remember is focus on the games and the things that make you happy, because if that's what you're streaming and people are interested in that, that's what's going to make your stream that much better, because people are enjoying you, you're enjoying the game you're playing, you're not miserable and things like that. I feel like I've watched people who are just miserable with the game they're playing. They're not having fun, and it just personally, it turns me off to watching them, because you're like, you could be doing something else right now, but you're having fun, you're playing something that you wanted to play and things like that. So focus on that. Focus on the game that you want to play, not necessarily what everyone else wants to see.
Totally agree. All right, we got Nikki Pickle 22 with another question. Have either of you looked into Hover? If so, would it be something you would consider trying? Okay, so I have looked into Hover, but I think that's a Twitch only thing, right? Because I'm not on Twitch anymore, so I just kind of like stopped looking into it. But I think it's only for people on Twitch.
I don't think it's a Twitch only thing. I feel like it's more of like a gamer only thing, and that's why I've been a little hesitant to get on it, because I don't game. So,
Okay, I'll have to
but I definitely want to look into it and learn a little bit more for sure.
yeah, I'll have to look at into it then because I thought it was only for Twitch people. But I think it's from what I understand it's like I haven't looked too much into it, but from what I understand it's like a TikTok but only for like streamers. And so I definitely would consider it. Nikki Pickle 22, like I definitely would look into it. I'm going to look into it more now that I know it might not only be Twitch. But I've heard from people that like other streamers that Hover is really really good. It's like really good for discoverability and meeting new people. And
Yeah, for
um,
sure.
I know another streamer that is totally into Hover. Like he promotes it all the time on his Twitter and in his streams. Have you looked into Hover, Beardman?
I have looked into Hover a little bit, but not too much for what it is I do.
Yeah,
I feel like my voice is now super lagging to my video. Is that right?
I think so. Are you guys seeing a leg?
Hmm.
The delay is getting longer? Okay. So, am I lagging? Or is it just Beardman? Oh, I think Beardman's gonna try and restart.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Next time we may try using Zoom rather than Discord. All right. Adewale says Zoom might work better. All right. Sorry about all
The
these.
lag is just getting crazy between us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we
Sorry.
should definitely try Zoom or something else next time.
Okay. Sorry about all these technical issues, guys, but we're almost done here. All right, Cosmic Papa Red with another question. Is there another medium you'd like to try other than woodwork? Also for Rebecca, is there anything you'd like to try? So I was planning on adding to my YouTube content videos with my dog because I have a border collie puppy. I just got him like last September. And what I heard was that like people kept saying like,
I
don't
don't
get a
know if
border.
there's another medium I'd like to try. I do want to get into some metalwork and
Okay, I'll go first. So, um, I always heard that border collies are like not for first time dog owners, and he's my first dog. So I wanted to do more content about like what is it like for a first time dog owner to have a border collie since they are not recommended for first time dog owners. So I want my YouTube channel to kind of be themed about like doing things for the first time. So streaming, like small streamer diaries, it's about like me being a new small streamer. I do travel content, so it's traveling to places for the first time, having a border collie for the first time, playing new games for the first time, things like that. I completely forgot we have a Zoom account to use. Yeah, but like we didn't know that Discord was gonna be like this.
well, on Discord everything looks fine. It's then when it gets into the stream and all that stuff.
Yeah. Okay, there's like this little flashing red symbol next to your name in Discord. I don't know what that is. Okay, well, I mean, I know
I
we.
wonder if that's my camera.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. I've never seen it before. I know we had some other things to talk about, but due to the technical issues, maybe we just finish up the Q&A here and then try again at a different time.
Yeah, that might be a great idea. Sorry
Okay.
about this.
Yeah, no problem. It happens. Okay. Are you back now? The little red sign isn't flashing next to your name anymore. Might want to close it out. All right.
Yeah, but the lag is still crazy. Like I'm talking and then it doesn't even show up on your end for like 5 or 6 seconds.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, I think we'll end that here then. Just due to the technical issues, it's not you guys, it's us. So, but we really appreciate you being here and we hope you enjoyed this discussion. I know this was super interesting for me. I hope it was interesting for you guys and Beardman. And we have like a whole list of topics we want to do. Same format where it's just kind of like a podcast style discussion. We take questions from you guys, and we'll work on all these technical issues and lag and things like that. And hopefully next time we will come back better than ever. So thank you guys so much for being here. We really, really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you everybody for coming in. I appreciate it. Hopefully my voice gets to you eventually. LOL.
I
This
left
has
this.
been fun,
Yeah.
Rebecca. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone coming in, asking questions, and we will definitely get this all figured out the next time we do this.
Yes.
100%. I
Yes,
promise.
yes. And I left the stream up long enough so because I know Beardman wanted to have a closing statement as well, so I left the stream up long enough for the lag to catch up. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.